Welcome back, everybody. This is Mike Brenner coming to you with the Brenner Blast and the Brenner Breakdown. It's Tuesday. It's November 6th. All right, guys, last night we cashed that video pick. All right, we took the Rockets on that full game -1. They were down most of the game, but poured it on in the fourth quarter. A tight one, but James Harden and crew came through, and we cashed another video pick. We're not on top of our game last night with the private picks, but we're bouncing back tonight. I got two private picks I love for the bounce back tonight. So get a hold of me, MikeBrennerSports@gmail.com, or send a text message 281-871-8985, baby. All right, guys, it's a limited slate tonight. You got one college football game, you got about 4 NBA games, and we got college basketball kicking off and tipping off and starting off the season with 2 dynamite games. So let's get into it. Let's talk about some NBA. Atlanta 3-6 going to take on Charlotte. Charlotte's 5-5, but by God, they're 7-3 ATS. So that's getting it done. They've beat Atlanta 8 out of the last 9 times they've faced them. Atlanta, as I said, 3-6, well-needed win versus the Heat the last game, but they might have their hands full tonight. But this is a big line. Charlotte favored -11.5, the total sitting at 231. Then you got Washington going to take on Dallas. That's right, 2-7. Washington Wizards taking on Dallas 2-7. 2 struggling franchises, and they better turn it around sooner than later, because from what I'm hearing, both coaches are on the hot seat. Scott Brooks for Washington and Rick Carlisle in Dallas. So we'll see what happens tonight. Washington favored on the road -1.5. That totals at 225. Then you got Brooklyn Nets. This team just grinds it out night in and night out. They don't win a bunch. They're 4-6, but they show up. They're going to play at Phoenix, who's 2-7. Booker is back, so he could be devastating. 4-5 ATS is Phoenix. Right now, Brooklyn favored on the road -1. That total sitting at 218. All right, guys, then you got Milwaukee at Portland. Told you in the beginning of the year, I said Milwaukee and Denver, these 2 teams are going to have special seasons. If they stay healthy with the coaching, Mike Malone, all right, he's doing it, and he's getting it done in Denver. They're buying what he's selling. Well, guess what? Budenholzer, he came aboard from Atlanta, and he is now the coach with Milwaukee. They're off to an 8-1 start, 6-2 ATS. They rolled Sacramento 144-109 last time out. Well, they're going to take on a tough Portland team. Portland 7-3. They won 4 out of 5. They pounded the T-Wolves 111-81 on Sunday. Milwaukee is favored on the road, and the total sitting at 228. All right, college basketball. Eastern Washington going to play at number 14, Syracuse. A lot of expectations for Syracuse, especially what they proved last year. Hell, they had a 7-man roster and won 3 or 4 games in the tournament last year. All right, they're favored at home. Syracuse -17.5 tonight. Then you got Michigan State at Kansas. Number 1 Kansas against number 10 Michigan State. This is that Cracker Jack battle they got going on for the next 10 years. 4 teams just mixing it up. Well, Michigan State right now is playing at Kansas. Michigan State lost 2 players to that lottery, the NBA lottery, so that might be key. Kansas has that 7-foot center as a bouquet, and he is a beast. Right now, Kansas is favored -6. The total sitting at 155. All right, then you got Illinois Chicago going to play at Notre Dame. I just wanted to talk about this because a lot of people get all hyped up about Notre Dame. Well, they lost 3 key starters, okay, so be careful. This could be a trap. Notre Dame -12.5. The total sitting at 145. Then you got Duke at Kentucky. Here we go. Number 2 against number 3. This ought to be an amazing game. Talented young group with Kentucky, but this year they have some guys coming back, so they got some experience. And Duke, they're talking about this Zion Williamson, and I watched some film on this guy. He is good. He is an absolute beast, and he is going to be one to be reckoned with. Kentucky favored -1. That total sitting at 157. And later on tonight, you got Purdue Fort Wayne taking on UCLA. Steve Alford, number 20 UCLA Bruins. Alfred says he likes this team. He likes the chemistry. They're favored at home -13.5. That total is sitting at 163. All right, guys, it's time for that free pick, so let's get it done. Here we go. I like it college basketball style. Pull that trigger with the Kansas Jayhawks on the first half, -3.5. You might even catch it at 3, but let's lock it in. I love it. I think Michigan State's going to feel their loss more than Kansas, and I think Kansas with that 7-footer are going to determine the pace, and they're going to do it in the first half. So pull that trigger, baby, with Kansas on that first half -3 or 3.5. All right, guys, I love it. Let's keep the momentum going on these video picks, and we're going to bounce back tonight with the private picks. Get a hold of me, MikeBrennerSports@gmail.com. Hey, families first on this team, guys. It's Tuesday. Before we know it, it's going to be the weekend. We got holidays coming up. Let's plan that family time. Let's not get all wrapped up in our account, okay? And do not chase and do not try to, struggle back to the top, because it won't happen. happen. Have a great day, guys. Do me a favor. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you hadn't. But most importantly, bet responsible, beat your bookie, and build that bank with Brenner. Let's cash another one. And don't forget that Brenner Blast and that Brenner Breakdown is coming to you, baby. Kansas Jayhawks on the first half -3 or 3.5.